Hey, what's up, lady? Yeah, you better run. I just want to clarify something about this build, and that is that it's absolutely busted. If you also want to enter Echo of Hatred and delete Uber Lilith, then this video is for you. Because at the end of this video, I promise that you will kill her with ease, regardless if you have atrocious gear or an IQ of a doormat. It's just that easy. Now let's turn on some relaxing background music and let's get started. I'll even throw in a surprise if you stick around to the end, and that is checking out all the insane loot we gathered from all the kills during this video.
Oh yeah!
So firstly, this is another balls build. The difference here is that the build is fully focused on dealing damage and skipping every mechanic in the Uber Lilith fight, and I've made the build so that you will be able to do it with near to no gear simply because I'm a nice guy and I want everyone to be able to do this fight. So how does this build work? Well, it's really damn simple, and we'll start by explaining the skills of choice here. Then we'll take a look at the gear and aspects, the enchantments and vampiric powers, skill tree, and lastly, the paragons. Sounds exciting, huh? Yeah, so let's get started. Firstly, we are using teleport. This is for two reasons. One, we are lazy and we don't want to move, and secondly, because it will be granting us mana for more damage as well as damage reduction, allowing us to stay alive. Next, we have our cuck friend, the Hydra. We have this for one reason, the burning damage. Other than that, we don't give a flying heck about him. Third, we have ice armor. But Mr. Paragaming, is this not a defensive ability? I want to do damage. Are you a pussy-ass bitch or what?
I'm no pussy-ass bitch.
Of course, this is used for more damage. This grants us not only more mana, but also the ability to use Thibault's Will, which we will be taking a look at later. Now, the ultimate used here is no surprise. It's the goddamn unstable currents. Man, this ability is awesome, as it allows us to bust out more thunder strikes than Zeus himself. And now for the abilities that gave me Carpal Tunnel, Arc Lash, and Ball Lightning. Arc Lash grants us a ton of attack speed when combined with the Vampiric Powers, and Ball Lightning is simply another word for balls. Balls is where it's all about, pumping out unimaginable damage.
Hey, stop wasting my time, you loser. Show me the gear and aspects ASAP or I'm leaving this video right now.
Okay, take it easy. The gear and aspects are coming up right now. For Helm, we have this piece of shit. Yeah, let's do like this instead. The aspect that we want is Snow-Veiled Aspect, as this will be used with Thibault's Will later. As stats, we grab basic skill attack speed, max life, total armor, and barrier generation. We do this simply so that we may survive Lilith's basic attacks. If you can get any Uber helmet, however, then throw this in the trash and put the aspect elsewhere. Now for chest, I'm using Raiment of the Infinite. If you don't have it, then you can use any other chest with some damage on it. I'm using this because it grants us damage as well as ranks to glass cannon, which allows us to get some nuts DPS. On to the gloves. Here we want the gravitational aspect, more damage and having balls orbiting around you. Are there even any downsides here? And for the stats, attack speed, crit chance, lightning damage, and lucky hit chance is the way to go. The most important here is crit chance, which is the stat I'm missing. Unlucky, I guess. We already know what pants we want. It's the Thibault's Will. These pants are actually insane, as we can get up to 40% extra damage whenever we press our ice armor. Yeah, I know these pants make me sweat as well. Now for the boots, I'm wearing these. I'm using them mainly for the movement speed, but what you really want here is SU's heirlooms, as the damage increase these provide are simply bonkers. Next, we have the weapon. Here we are grabbing the Conceited Aspect for some mad DPS, as well as the stats damage to close enemies, crit damage, intelligence, and mastery skill damage. For Amulet, grab Storm Swell Aspect. We will have permanent vulnerability and barriers with this build, and by putting this aspect on the amulet, we can get an extra 60% damage. The first stat we are looking for here is Mastery Skills Rank, which is extra skill points in our balls. Next, we want Devouring Blaze, as this grants us multiplicative damage. Now for the rest of the stats, we want mana cost reduction simply because using balls are expensive, and class cannon ranks since they grant some awesome multiplicative damage. Alright, let's take a look at the rings. Firstly, I'm using Prodigy's aspect for more mana regeneration, which we definitely need. And the stats that I want are damage stats that can be used against Lilith and bosses, which are crit chance, crit damage, as well as damage to close enemies. On one of the rings, I'm also looking for max life, since I can't be asked dying LOL. And on the other ring, I'm using aspect of inner calm. As long as we stand still for a while, this can grant us up to 30% extra damage, which is sick. The stats are the same as on the other ring, but I'd like lightning damage instead of max life. And lastly, we have the offhand. Here we want Elementalist's aspect. If you combine this with ESU's heirloom and some crit chance, you will have near 100% crit chance when you have full mana. Yummy. The stats that benefit us the most here are the following: cooldown reduction, crit chance, mana cost reduction, and basic skill attack speed. Damn, that was a lot of gear. Are you still here? Well then you're a goddamn legend. Now it's time to look at the enchantments and gems. As first enchantment, we're using Chain Lightning. Why, you may ask? Well shit son, because it grants us vulnerability of course. This is due to the Paragon node's static surge. And next, we use Ball Lightning enchantment. Why this then? Well, because balls, but also because it grants us more damage. Now what about the gems then? Well, I'm just going to say that it does not really matter on this fight. Just socket emerald in your weapon and use any defensive gems in the rest of the gear, such as ruby gems in your armor and skull gems in your jewelry. Alright, now let's make this perverted vampire proud by taking a look at some insane vampire powers. Firstly, Moonrise is the bomb, as this grants us attack speed. Next, we grab Feed the Coven. We use this because Fire Snake needs something to do. Fun fact, Fire Snake is what I call my dick. Next, we have Hectic, not only because we are hectic about destroying Uber Lilith, but also because it resets our cooldowns. Now, I like this one, Prey on the Weak. Because why prey on the strong when you can prey on the weak, am I right? Yeah, it also grants us some damage, which is nice. And lastly, we have Ravenous, which is used simply for some extra attack speed. Now, my friends, it's time. It's time for my awesome high IQ skill tree. As basic skill, we will grab Arc Lash as well as enhanced Arc Lash, and we'll spam this ability whenever we are out of mana. Then we head on over to the core skills and pick up Chain Lightning as well as enhanced and destructive Chain Lightning for more crackling energy. We also want Elemental Dominance here because DPS. Next, head on over to the Soyboy Cuck tree, the defensive tree. Here we grab Teleport for mana and defensives, we then grab Glass Cannon for that sick DPS, and after that we grab Ice Armor so that we can use the aspects we talked about earlier. We then go to the Conjuration skills and grab Precision Magic for some lucky hit. Next, we grab our Cuck Hydra as well as Summoned Hydra for the burning damage. We then grab these defensive skills so that we can have barriers up and benefit from our damage aspects, and we finish off by taking Conjuration Mastery for more damage. In the Mastery tree, we want Devouring Blaze, as this grants us multiplicative crit damage. After that, we take balls as well as Enhanced and Wizard Balls for even more damage. To get some mana back, we also want Static Discharge and Invigorating Conduit. Now we head on over to the Ultimates and grab out Unstable Currents. Prime and Supreme Unstable Currents are also sick, so make sure to grab these as well. And then, the grand finale. Veer's Mastery. A key passive that is completely bonkers when it comes to doing damage, making it a no-brainer for Uber Lilith. Now, before we take a look at the Paragons, I'm just going to show you how to get good and make use of this awesome skill tree. Don't worry, my friend, I'll promise to do it quickly, so you still have time to touch grass and have sex. When I engage, I drop my Hydra friend. It will then start doing burning damage, which we benefit from. I get mana back, and to not die, I teleport on the boss. I also use my ice armor to benefit from the extra damage, and I pop unstable currents for more DPS. Whenever I have mana, I'm using ball lightning, and when I don't, I use arc lash. And that, my friends, is how simple killing Uber Lilith is. All right, so let's take a look at the Paragon Board. In the starting board, we're using the Adept glyph, as this grants us a huge DPS increase. We then go to the Static Surge board and pick up the charged glyph. After you've done that, go to Ceaseless Conduit and pick up the Territorial glyph. You now have the 3 most important glyphs, so congratulations. But we're not done yet. Next, head on over to the Enchantment Master board and pick up Exploit. Ha ha, Exploit. Exactly what I'm doing to my employees. Wait, shit. I'm the only employee at Paragaming. Oh, well, anyways. Next, you want to go to the Burning Instinct board and take Flame Feeder. And lastly, we go back all the way over to the Elemental Summoner board and grab the Destruction glyph. The reason? You guess it, for more damage. Great job, friends. Paragons are done. Now there's only one thing left, and that is for me to fulfill my promise and show you all the sick loot I got. Oh, what can it be? Some shakos? Godfather? Nope, it's absolutely nothing. Good job, Blizzard, you